Every night at exactly 12 o'clock, the village heard drums from the forest, but there was one terrifying problem: nobody was playing them. The sound always began the same way. Dum, dum, dum. Slow. Heavy. As if invisible hands were striking giant drums somewhere inside the darkness. The strange thing was not the sound itself. The strange thing was that no one had ever seen who made it. And everyone who had ever tried to find the source returned with eyes full of fear. Or never spoke about it again. In a small village surrounded by thick forest, people respected many old traditions. Children knew them. Parents knew them. Even visitors quickly learned them. Do not whistle at night. Do not answer voices calling your name from the forest after sunset. And above all, never follow the midnight drums. The elders repeated this warning often. Around evening fires, they would sit and tell stories. The forest is older than us, one elder would say. It remembers things people have forgotten. Another would shake his head. There are places curiosity should never lead you. Children listened quietly. Women nodded. Men lowered their eyes. Everyone took the warning seriously. Everyone. Except one young hunter named Kelechi. Kelechi was strong. He was fast. And he was fearless. At least, that was what he believed. He was known for hunting animals nobody else dared to chase. He crossed rivers during heavy rains. He climbed rocky hills alone. He entered parts of the forest that made other hunters nervous. People admired him. And slowly, admiration became something dangerous. It became pride. Whenever the elders spoke about the midnight drums, Kelechi laughed. Old people enjoy making stories, he would say. They frighten children because they are afraid themselves. Some villagers looked uncomfortable hearing him speak like that. But Kelechi only smiled. One evening, he sat with his friends near a fire. An elder had just finished warning everyone again. Kelechi laughed loudly. So a drum walks by itself now, he said. His friends chuckled nervously. No one said that, one replied. Kelechi shook his head. Then what is everyone afraid of? Nobody answered. The fire crackled softly. Finally, one of his friends leaned closer. My grandfather followed the drums when he was young. Kelechi looked interested. What happened? The young man swallowed. He never spoke about what he saw. Kelechi smiled. Exactly. Silence. Because there was nothing there. That night, Kelechi lay on his sleeping mat. The village was quiet. Crickets sang softly outside. Then suddenly, dum, dum, dum. His eyes opened. The drums. He sat up. Again. Dum, dum, dum. Slow. Heavy. Far away. Coming from deep inside the forest. Kelechi stood. He smiled to himself. Tonight, he whispered, I will prove everyone wrong. He grabbed his hunting bag and stepped outside. Moonlight covered the village. Everyone else slept. The drums continued. Dum, dum, dum. He followed the sound. Past the last huts. Past the farms. Toward the dark trees waiting ahead. The forest felt colder than usual. Branches moved gently above him. Leaves whispered in the wind. But Kelechi walked confidently. The sound seemed close. very close. Yet every time he walked farther, it somehow moved deeper away. He frowned. That made no sense. Then he saw something on the ground. Footprints. Fresh footprints. He crouched beside them. Strange. Very strange. They looked human. But only one footprint appeared at a time. One step. Then empty ground. Then another footprint. Then nothing. As if someone walked and disappeared. Then returned. Kelechi stared. For a moment, his confidence weakened. Then he shook his head. No, he whispered. There must be an explanation. He followed them. But after several minutes, they vanished completely. Nothing. Only dirt. Only leaves. Only silence. Then, dum, dum, dum. The sound exploded behind him. Kelechi spun around. Nothing. No one. Just trees. Cold wind brushed past him. For the first time that night, he felt uncomfortable. But he forced himself to laugh. It's just drums. He turned back and walked home. The next morning people noticed his tired face. Did you sleep well? Someone asked. Kelechi nodded quickly. Of course. But inside his mind, something had changed. He kept thinking about the footprints. About the strange sound. About how the drums seemed to move. Questions filled his head. And questions became curiosity. Curiosity became obsession. Night after night, he returned. Night after night. The forest gave him something strange. One night he saw shadows moving between trees. But whenever he looked directly at them, nothing was there. Another night he heard footsteps behind him. Slow footsteps. Matching his own. Step. 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 But when he turned around, nothing. Another night he noticed trees that seemed familiar. The same bent branch. The same broken tree. Again. And again. And again. As if he walked in circles. Yet somehow he kept moving deeper. His mother became worried. You look tired, she said. You hardly eat. I'm fine. His father watched him carefully. You've been entering the forest at night. Kelechi froze. Who told you? I don't need someone to tell me. Silence. His father sighed. Some warnings exist for a reason. Kelechi looked away. I can handle myself. His father said nothing else. Days passed. Kelechi became quieter. He smiled less. He slept less. He thought about only one thing. The drums. Then one night, he followed them farther than ever before. The moon disappeared behind dark clouds. The forest felt strange. Too quiet. No insects. No wind. No sounds except dum, dum, dum. Louder now. Much louder. Kelechi walked faster. Then stopped. His eyes widened. He looked around. The trees looked unfamiliar. Completely unfamiliar. He turned around. Nothing looked recognizable. The path behind him had vanished. His breathing slowed. He walked one direction. Then another. Nothing. No path. No village. No familiar tree. Only endless forest. Then, dong, dong, dong. The drum sounded from his left. Then, dong, 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 from his right. Then behind him. Then ahead of him. Kelechi spun around wildly. His heart pounded. How was that possible? The drums were everywhere, every direction, surrounding him. The sound grew louder, and louder, and louder. Cold fear entered his chest. For the first time in many years, Kelechi felt truly afraid. He called out, "Who's there?" No answer. Only drums. Dum, dum, dum. His legs trembled. He looked around desperately. The darkness suddenly felt enormous. The trees suddenly felt alive. His confidence disappeared. His pride disappeared. And standing alone in endless darkness, Kelechi finally whispered words he had never imagined saying. Maybe. His voice shook. Maybe I don't know everything. Silence. Suddenly, the drums stopped. Completely. No sound. No wind. Nothing. Kelechi stood frozen. Then, far ahead, moonlight broke through clouds. He saw a narrow path. He did not question it. He ran. He ran without looking back. Branches scratched his arms. Leaves hit his face. He kept running. And running. Until suddenly, he saw village huts. He saw familiar farms. He saw home. Kelechi collapsed near the village entrance. People found him at sunrise. For days he barely spoke. Weeks later, he finally sat near the evening fire again. The elders looked at him quietly. Kelechi lowered his head. Then he said softly, "Not everything old is foolish." Nobody laughed. Nobody spoke. The fire crackled gently. And from that day forward, whenever children asked him about the midnight drums, Kelechi never told them what he saw. Because some mysteries do not need explaining. Some warnings do not need proof. And some wisdom becomes clear only after pride disappears. Backhand index pointing right. Pride can make people ignore wisdom and danger. Sometimes the people who came before us know something we do not.